Hey guys, this is Miss Dupe, and today we are going to talk about the power rule. So this will be our fourth exponent rule that we have talked about. And power rule says if you are taking the power of a power, you multiply the exponents. Our first example we are going to look at is 3 squared to the fourth. So this is what we mean by power of a power. We have 3 to the power of 2, and then we have another power on the outside of the parentheses. So whenever you see two exponents right next to each other, one is on the inside of the parentheses and one is on the outside of the parentheses, you just multiply those exponents and keep your base the same. So this one would be base 3 still, and then 2 times 4. These exponents here, you will multiply to get an exponent of 8. The next one we are going to look at is pretty similar. We have 5 to the power of 2 to the first power on the outside of the parentheses. So once again, you keep that base the same, multiply exponents 2 and 1, and you will get 5 to the second power. We can also do this with variable bases like we have been this entire time. So this one we have c cubed to the 5th power. So we keep that base c. We multiply 3 and 5 together and we get c to the 15th power. The next example we're going to take a look at is one where we have more than 2 exponents on one base. So when we have more than 2, we start using brackets and parentheses at the same time to separate the exponents from each other. So this one we have 5 squared to the 3rd to the 4th. So all you do is grab your calculator and multiply all 3 exponents by each other. So 2 times 3 times 4, which is 24. So your answer would be 5 to the 24th power. All right, so now we're going to do a few where we have multiple bases in one term. So this one is 3a, b, 3a to the 6th, sorry, b to the 1st, and then squared on the outside. So first of all, we want to check out all of our bases. So we do have a coefficient of 3. We have base A and we have base B. Now, even though 3 looks like our coefficient, we always have that invisible exponent of 1. So we're going to add that exponent of 1 there to our base 3. Next, we are going to kind of treat this like it is distribution. So we're going to take our exponent on the outside of the parentheses, which is 2, and we are going to multiply that 2 by each exponent inside the parentheses. So we're going to multiply it by 1, by 6, and by 1, all individually because these are all different bases. So we will have 3 to the 1 times 2. So that would be 3 squared. Then we're going to have a to the 6 times 2, which is a to the 12th. Then we will have b to the 1 times 2, and that is b squared. The other thing that you can possibly do for these is go ahead and simplify this front part right here because we can make that into a regular number. So if there's not an answer option on what you are doing, whether it's a quizzes or an edge elastic or whatever, that matches this answer that you get, all you want to do is simplify your number bases out front. So your answer could also possibly be that number simplified, a to the 12th b squared. So what we're going to do in our calculator is find out what 3 squared is. So you want to type in 3 caret key 2. I'm going to write that off to the side there. And most of us probably know this already, but it's 9. So you could get either of these two answers, either 3 squared a to the 12th b to the second, or 9 a to the 12th b to the second. Either are acceptable answers. All right, so I'm running out of room here. I'm going to do the very last one, which I am going to do one more. Let's do -5 a squared b to the 7th to the 7th. So once again, you want to look at all of your bases. So we have -5, a, and b. Although -5 is a coefficient, right now it has an invisible exponent of 1. So we are going to multiply that exponent by our exponent on the outside. So our exponent on the outside is 7. We're going to take that and multiply it by 1, by 2, and by 7. So our bases are -5. We're multiplying 1 times 7, which is 7. Next we have a base a, and a has the exponent of 2, so 2 times 7 is 14. And then we have base b, and b has an exponent of 7, so 7 times 7, whew, it's a big exponent, 49. So you could possibly have this answer. However, if this answer option is not available, what you want to go ahead and do is simplify this right here. So to type that in your calculator, you hit the negative button, which is right underneath the number 3. I'm going to write it down here. It looks like this, a negative with parentheses around it. Then you hit 5, then you hit the caret key, then you hit 7. You're probably going to get an insane number. So you get -78,125 a to the 14th, b to the 49th. So it is possible that you could get either -5 to the 7th, a to the 14th, b to the 49th, or this humongous number right here. So just be aware if your answer option is not available, you just might have to simplify that number in the front there.